It's finally that time of year again. You activate airplane mode on your phone and vacation mode in your brain. But hold on a sec, there are some things you need to be aware of to avoid having your dream journey turn into a nightmare. If you're going to Barcelona or some other tourist hotspot in Europe, you'll see some cool-looking mimes around major sites. They won't say a word and will jump straight into your shot. You might get excited to post a picture with a street performer on your Insta, but this picture will come at a cost, literally. The second it's taken, the mime will go from friendly to pretty aggressive, as they'll want your money for the photo. The best you can do to avoid it is not let them be in your photo in the first place. Change your location, give them a cold look, or loudly say no. Now, what would you do if you saw a cool-looking guy selling coconuts in the street? Probably take their photo, or maybe let them approach you and be in that selfie with you. And of course, if they offer you to try their coconut, you won't say no. Well, that delicious snack will come at a really inflated price. If you don't want to pay for their treat, the coconut master will follow you and demand money from you in an aggressive manner. Getting into a conflict in a foreign country is unlikely on your to-do list, so you'll just hand them money, right? Now that you know about this scheme that works around the globe, just avoid any interaction with the coconut people and don't let your youngsters accept their gifts either. Now imagine someone approaches you in a square full of tourists in Italy and asks what time it is. You naturally put your hand out to check the clock and you're immediately rewarded with a wristband. It's supposed to be a gift for your kindness. But just wait, 10 seconds later, the giver shows you a sweet photo of their son and asks for money to support the youngster. When you say a polite no, they get pretty pushy. So, you don't want to help my son? Normally, you can just give them the gift back and walk away, but many people won't have the heart to do it. So, be aware of this wristband scam and decide for yourself if you're willing to invest in this accessory or not. Our next stop is in Thailand. You get a bit lost looking for one cool museum. A friendly local approaches you and informs you the museum is closed, but they'll be happy to take you to another one. Once you get there, it turns out it's actually a store they partner with to bring tourists like you. And if it's a gem store, they might offer you some unique luxury gems that you can resell at a really good price back home. You'll be unhappy to find out that these gems are worthless because they're made of plastic. So the best you can do is checking out the working times of the sites you want to visit and see for yourself if they're actually open or not. Now, flying has long become routine for many people, but even frequent flyers sometimes don't know about things you should never do on a plane. Ooh. No bare feet on a plane. It's one of the biggest no-nos of air travel. Even if we omit the topic of unpleasant odors. The airplane floor is extremely filthy. People with contagious foot problems might have been walking the aisles barefoot before you. There's likely to be a lot of dirt left after previous passengers. And don't even get me started on the floor in the lavatories. Ew. If your feet need some freedom, take off your shoes, but at least wear your socks, or bring along a pair of light slippers. Keep in mind that the pressurized air in the passenger cabin is just as dry as it is in the Sahara Desert, with only about 20% humidity. That's why your skin may feel discomfort after a flight. But wouldn't it make more sense to install several humidifiers that could add some moisture? But this extra load would cost airlines lots of money. Plus, the plane's airframe is mostly made of aluminum and other metals, and humid air could lead to corrosion. So, don't forget to bring a moisturizer and use it during the flight. Always secure your tray table as soon as the plane starts moving on the tarmac, and never lower it during the takeoff and landing. It's a security measure, which ensures that you and the other passengers will have a clear pathway in case of an emergency evacuation. Also, keep your seat in an upright position during takeoff and landing. First of all, a reclined seat can seriously slow down an emergency evacuation, since it will block a person sitting behind. What's more, the more backward you're leaning, the harder it is to get into the brace position during an emergency landing. Now try to avoid snoozing during or right after takeoff and landing. For one thing, it's not the best thing for your health. The main problem is that the air pressure inside the cabin changes very quickly during these phases of the flight. This, in turn, affects the air pressure in your ears. It's important to be alert during this time to relax and open up your ears, for example by yawning or swallowing frequency. Chewing gum works for me. If you're sleeping, you can't do this, which can lead to permanent damage. And of course, there's a safety issue. Most accidents happen during takeoff and landing. If you're sleeping during these stages, you might not be alert and conscious enough if an emergency happens. Now, this next recommendation comes from the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency. According to them, you might want to skip on hot drinks on a plane. The water used to make tea or coffee doesn't come from bottles, it's regular tap water. And water tanks on airplanes are often old and full of bacteria. In 2004, there was a study which found that more than 12% of water samples contained harmful bacteria. But if you still decide to have a cup of hot beverage on a plane, never pour coffee or tea on your own. Flight attendants are trained to handle this task in crowded aisles of a moving airplane and won't accidentally burn you or other passengers. Now, it's probably better if you don't order Coke on a plane. The cabin pressure, so low up in the air, causes a lot of foam. For apparent reasons, flight attendants don't want to serve you a cup filled with froth. That's why they'll fill only half the cup, then wait for the bubbles to settle, and then finish pouring. That can take ages. Keep your air vent open. This way you'll minimize the spread of germs. Planes have high-quality air filters. They'll catch up to 99% of all airborne germs, so you should be safe there. But make sure to wipe that tray table. With 8 times more bacteria than the toilet flush button, it's the dirtiest place on board. Bring a proper bag on your voyage. Special anti-theft models will help you protect your valuables. Many of them are made with slash-resistant fabrics or straps and lockable zippers. The bad guys often grab a bag or backpack or cut the strap and run away with it. Anti-theft backpacks will have a cable hidden inside the shoulder strap. It's not so easy to cut steel on the go. Those secure bags also have secret compartments for items you cherish the most, with an extra layer of protection. It's not easy even to find this compartment well hidden inside. Unlocking it is a next-level task. Don't feel like carrying an anti-theft bag because it doesn't go with your style? You can opt for an RFID blocking wallet. It won't have the same functionality, but it won't let pickpockets steal your personal data from your credit card or password. And in case you're wondering what RFID is about, it's the reason you can make contactless transactions. A microchip inside your card has information such as your card number. An antenna inside the card sends data to the sales terminal. If the bad guys get close enough to you, say in a crowd of tourists, they can scan your card with their gadgets and get your card number. And that's where that wallet with a layer of carbon fiber or aluminum comes in handy. It'll block the electromagnetic signal from your card. Your phone and other valuables aren't safe in your pockets, period. Even when you're listening to music and you're sure no one will grab your phone because you'll notice it immediately, they will still do it. The same can happen in a crowded touristy area when you're holding your phone in front of you, taking selfies, or filming the sights. It's super easy for bad guys to snatch it and get lost in the crowd. The same can happen when you're driving in a taxi with windows down and filming. The car is stuck in a traffic jam or at the crossroads. Someone on a bike drives past you or even walks by, and bam, your phone is gone with them. You sure can relax at one of those restaurants with an outdoor terrace, right? Yeah, but never leave your phone or tablet on the table when you aren't using it. It's like a dream for any pickpocket. They can easily approach the table, grab your gadget, and run away. If you aren't planning to overpay for a taxi ride, always choose authorized cabs and ask the driver to turn on the meter. If they tell you it's broken, it's up to you to still take the ride or not. If you don't want to pay extra for going the longest possible route, preload a map of the city you're visiting and ask your phone to build the fastest route. The driver won't love it, but you can tell them you see they're making all these detours on purpose. Sometimes a kind-hearted taxi driver will inform you that your hotel is overbooked or closed altogether. they'll offer you a different accommodation option. It'll be more expensive, and the driver will get their commission from the hotel.
You check into your hotel room, connect to Wi-Fi, jump on the bed, and post 15 photos of your new window view. When the initial surge of excitement is gone, you notice a suspicious blinking light on your big TV. Could it be that someone is watching you? Or have you just seen too many spy movies? Well, hidden cameras come in all shapes and sizes. Large ones are easy to spot, but the small ones can be really sneaky and inconspicuous. They can be hiding behind furniture, in decorations or vents, and anywhere else you'll have trouble noticing. There are even special cameras that can be hidden in everyday movable objects like alarm clocks, picture frames, vases, and lamps. Check to see if these objects are facing at a strange angle or if they're positioned to get the best view of your room or bathroom. The easiest way to spot a hidden cam is to look for the lens reflection because all cameras come with lenses. Turn off the lights and slowly scan the room with a flashlight, laser pointer, or a special wireless spy cam detector. It comes with infrared scanning lights and one illuminating light. When you find a reflective red spot, you gotta turn on the flashlight to help check if there is a hidden camera. Definitely check the vents along with any other holes and gaps in the walls or ceiling. Some advanced detectors even show you what the camera is seeing, making it way easier to spot and disable. The detectors only work on cameras that are turned on and working normally though. Your mobile phone can also help you find some hidden threats. Turn on Bluetooth and walk around. See if any unknown devices pop up on the screen. Another idea is to install a network scanner app that shows all devices that are connected to the Wi-Fi network you're using at the hotel. When it's done scanning, study the list for devices called something like IP camera or cam. Plus, you can put your phone on selfie mode, turn off the light and close the curtains, and look around the room slowly while focusing on the screen. Keep an eye out for purple or white lights on the screen. You can play detective some more and call your friend or family member and start walking around your room. Secret cameras should emit a sort of radio frequency. It will most likely interfere with your phone call signal. If you start hearing any weird noises while you're on the phone in a certain area of your room, make sure to inspect it carefully. Check out the light switches, electrical outlets, lamps, and other objects you normally wouldn't pay attention to. If they look a bit crooked, have a hole, or seem misplaced, it could be a sign that someone tampered with them. Many spy devices need wires, and whoever installed them had to hide those wires, often behind the vinyl baseboard. That's why the place where the floor and the wall meet is another area you should check. Ridges, bumps, or discoloration could be a sign there's a microphone hiding there. The same goes for spots on ceilings and walls, even if they're not larger than a coin. If you do find a hidden camera or something looking suspicious, don't shy away and let the hotel administration or your booking service know about it. Don't try to touch or move the device yourself. If the hotel denies everything, contact local law enforcement. After you've scanned the room for cameras, check out the mirrors. Someone could be watching you from the other side. First, see if the mirror is built into the wall or can be adjusted. If the mirror is semi-transparent, it will be built into the wall. You can do a simple test to check the mirror. Press your fingertip against the glass and push firmly enough to leave a fingerprint as you move your finger away. Study the fingerprint. If there's a small gap between the print and the mirror where the glass should be, then it's just a mirror. On a semi-transparent mirror, there will be no gap. Another way to check if your mirror is semi-transparent is simply to tap the glass. If someone is watching you from the other side, the mirror will make an empty sound. A double mirror needs a brighter light on the other side than on yours. Get close to it and cup your hands around your eyes. Do you see some light behind the mirror? If so, you might have an unwanted audience. Before you leave your room or go to bed, make sure every door is securely locked. By every door, I mean not only the entrance to the room, but also the door leading to the terrace, if you have one. You can bring a portable door lock with you for extra security if you're staying in. You could also start a little DIY project and wrap a belt or a bag strap around the arm that pushes the door shut. Buckle it up and wrap it around several times for an extra layer of protection. Another idea for when you're about to nap or go to sleep is to build a pyramid of stuff by the door. Glasses and mugs will do perfectly. If someone tries to get inside while you're sleeping, there'll be some serious noise. Intruders prefer to keep it low-key, so they're highly likely to give up on robbing you straight away. If you travel with some valuables and don't feel comfortable leaving them around the room, you could put them in the safe inside your room. But because those safes use passcodes instead of physical locks, someone from the hotel has to know the master code to unlock it, just in case. So, you can bring your own safe with you instead. You can find the ones looking like books on Amazon, for example. They're made of strong metal and textured paper. They come with a combination lock and have enough room to fit your passports, cash, and jewelry. In case you have to leave your laptop in the room and want to make sure no one plugs in a USB drive to steal your data, here's what you can do. Leave a bottle of water or some other item next to the USB port. Measure the distance. Let's say it's 1 thumb length away. For someone to plug in their device in the laptop, they need to move the bottle. You can take it one step further and drop a pen parallel to the laptop under a certain angle. You can measure the angle with your smartwatch or phone using the compass app. Again, if someone moves it, you'll know. Even something as simple as a "Please do not disturb" sign can help you figure out if someone entered your room while you were away. Make it look like you left in a rush and the sign accidentally stuck between the door and the door frame. If you come back and the sign is hanging freely, then someone must have ignored it and tried to disturb you. In that case, you can contact reception and ask to send someone to enter the room with you to keep you safe. If you care about the cleanliness of your room as much as you do about your belongings and your personal safety, this one's for you. Hotel housekeeping workers normally have up to 20 rooms to take care of on an 8-hour shift. It means they'll have no more than 30 minutes for your room. It gives them enough time to make the bed, clean the floors in the room and the bathroom, empty the trash bins, and dust all surfaces. But they rarely have the time to take care of smaller objects like light switches, door and drawer handles, and remotes. And yes, these are exactly the objects you'll be in contact with the most. They can actually have more germs than the toilet. So, if you want to be sure those germs won't land on your hands, bring enough antibacterial wipes to clean all those things before you touch them.